let me know, because I'll try to figure out what's going on there. When you shut your drone off, it gives you information. It was doing that, so that meant that APM board shut off. Other things to talk about, we talk about the return home. Of course, you have your yaw, which that's how you would spin the drone. Yaw. You can see it on the screen. All right. And your left-hand stick is also up or down. Up or down. Now don't hold the stick down too long, because it is proven if you're way up there and you're holding the stick down, it's going to fall. It's going to shut herself down because that's the off button. Alright, I'm in position hold still. She came down out of altitude. She's kind of thinking about it now, but she's not toilet bowling, which is a good thing. Alright, you have your switches here. That's altitude hold. What is altitude hold? Alright, altitude hold is it's supposed to just hold its height no matter where it is. It's going to drift. It's going to hit that tree. If I let it go, it's going to keep going, and the wind's going to carry it around. So let me put it back in the GPS. GPS mode means it locks onto the satellites and it stays right where you click the switch. Or if you move the drone, it's going to stop. But you see that? Any of the Phantoms would just stop. This thing just drifted. So be careful how close you are to something, because even in GPS mode, it's going to drift. You probably got about a 10 to 15 foot drift depending on your speed. People are putting mesh and planner and they're running this thing in sport mode. If you're running 45 miles an hour and this thing drifts in GPS, I'm taking a guess that this thing could drift almost 50 feet after you stop. Hold on a second, I'm just watching the UpAir. Alright, so anyways, let's bring it back over here. Little lesson in flying drones, not that I know anything. Anyways, your bottom switch, the last, on the three-way switch here, all the way down, it's going to hold position hold. What that is, though, it's IOC, we call it, or headless mode. Now, when I pull the stick back, let's see if I can get everything in here, it's going to come towards me, forward, right, and left. Alright? What that switch is for, I lost orientation. I have no clue where I am. So now I'm going to turn the drone towards me. Okay, now the drone's facing me. Okay, but yet when I pull it back, it's going to come towards me, away from me, right, and left. Alright, it's not an easy way to fly, because even though it says position hold, it's actually more like attitude hold. Alright, so like I said, the drone's facing. Let me make it drift back over here towards me. But IOC means no matter which way it's facing, it's going to go towards you, away from you, just like the control sticks work in normal, we're going to call this normal orientation, where the camera's facing away from you, forward, backwards, right, and left. Alright? But also, even if you're at a weird angle, okay, I'm at a complete 45-degree angle from myself, it's still supposed to be, pull it back, it's going to come towards you, forward, it's going to go away from you, right, it's going to go right, left, it's going to go left, no matter which orientation the props are in. I'm going to go back to GPS mode. Like I said, even though you think you have a lot of room, you really don't. And trees don't move out of your way. But that's about all I can really tell you that's simplified on the UpAir on the switches. I mean, you have your rear switches. That's easy to figure out. On without camera, on with camera. So you can fly this thing without the FPV as long as you're just screwing around in your yard. You can shut it off, you can pull the camera off. What that does is give you a lot longer run time on the battery, because you're not powering the gimbal and you're not powering the screen. So you would get a lot more. But what I want to say right now is it's windier, it's the second battery, first battery got put away, and we're in position hold. And I can almost say I will put this down for a second. and it's staying. Right, there's a radio, there's that. So why is it doing this? All right, UpAir doesn't advertise that. They're telling you a 1 point something to a 5 point something meter range and position hold. It's actually locking pretty good now, but if you watch the other previous videos of today, it was all over the place. It was toilet bowling. You put it in IOC. If you got toilet bowl and you put it into IOC, IOC works off of GPS. It knows where you are, back and forth, left and right. If GPS ain't working properly, it's going up on its own on altitude. The wind's coming in. We'll see if she comes back down where it's supposed to be. So you got a 1 point. Now look at this. I'm not even touching this thing. It's trying to stabilize in the wind. I might have to grab the controller. I don't want it hitting me. There's a controller. But it's fighting. So it's working. The stabilization system is working. It's trying to do its job. It's just not a powerful processor to think on the fly and really, really fast. But like I said, right now, if you want to do that 1.1 to the 5.1 meters and then your height, all right, if someone did that category and they set up a little window, would it actually work? I don't know. I just dropped almost 3 meters right there. All right, it's almost going to come towards the ground, and what's going to happen is it's going to say, hey, whoa, I'm way too close to the ground. It's going to shoot up. Now just look at the wind. I'm not touching the controller, but it's getting closer to me, but look, it's fighting it. Hands are cold. That's my modded battery, by the way. You're not going to see the lights blinking. I disabled the board because that's another thing I don't like about the LiPos, but I'm still getting registered here. I think I'm 10.89 on the voltage, so she's still good. So even though you mod the battery or you put in any battery you want, you're still going to have voltage readings. This is a smart drone. You know, that's not a smart drone. But she is holding good right now. Whether or not she's staying in that limit that, you know, UpAir is telling you, I'm not sure. Will the version 2 with the new Wi-Fi on it, will it have any effect? The first Phantoms that came out, you had to use a Wi-Fi camera and the drone was 5.8, and if you used a Wi-Fi gigahertz, I gotta watch the drone here. If you used Wi-Fi in a 5.8 configuration and the drone's a 5.8, guess what happens? You have issues. So the Phantom 1 was kind of a bad idea to put a camera on when I had it, and now I have a different type of camera on it, but you mix the frequencies, it's better off. So the newer Phantoms came out, like the Vision, it had the 5.8 for the drone and the 2.4 for the Wi-Fi on the camera. So, or vice versa. I think 2.4 is better for range on the drone itself, but I think they went to 5.8 and the cameras were changed. But it always, that's why they say the GoPro on the first Phantom was no good, because it just made the thing lose signal and come back to you. But as you can see right now, we're getting a UpAir good battery. I'm not gonna say good day, because this is the second flight, same day. It's just second battery, and that's all I have for the batteries. And if someone asks me, is the battery creating the problem? No, the batteries don't create any problems with the UpAir. The UpAir has to learn where it is. If I took this UpAir right now, charged the other 2 batteries, charged the controller battery, and I went down, you know, to the next town. Okay guys, I gotta watch this thing. I don't want it hitting the table. I don't want it crashing. I gotta watch my voltage, 1080. All right, it's been flying for 1221. They're advertising 25 minutes. Don't hold your breath on that. You take the camera off this, you take all the weight out of it, you'll never get 25 minutes. Never, never, never. She's getting too close to the table. I'm not touching the controls. I'm just watching the table. So this is a good LiPo. Second LiPo. It's doing good for a basic $400 drone. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's in position hold. I think I'll just take a little walk around it.